Nice. I'll see you after.
Yes.
It's a snake, a snake.
This is the latest sector.
Oh, namaste, welcome everyone to this second part of Satsang, and thank you that so many of you came back also to sit through this part of today's program. And as I said before we all left, that I use this opportunity to read through some of the many letters that come each week, and I've found that the interaction with them and just reading them, because also it's my first chance at reading them, and then we see what comes, and it has been quite refreshing sometimes to hear the perspective of people's questions when put in this way. So thank you for being here, and we will get straight into that. Okay, I have some things here, just put here. Okay, let's start with this one. Oh, it's just this, okay. Beloved Guruji, it's very small. Coming to seek truth, only thing I see in you. I'm coming to seek freedom, the only thing I see in you. I'm coming to seek myself, the only I see is you. I see. I'm coming to seek truth. I start again. Only thing I see is you. I'm coming to seek freedom. The only thing I see is you. I'm coming to seek myself. Only thing I see is you, only you. My true. Helen, where are you? What I read here. So my only thing I see is you, only you. My true, what does it say? Love. Only you truly exist. Loving you is my only language. Let it be. Love you, love you, love you. Yours, Helen. Yes. I'm coming to seek the truth. The only thing I see is you. I'm coming to seek freedom. Only thing I see is you. I'm coming to seek myself. Only thing I see is you. Only you. My true love. Only you truly exist. Loving you is my only language. Let it be. Love you, love you, love you. Yours, Helen. Then you cannot fail. You cannot fail. Because the biggest things on the journey of search for truth is often distractions. This is one of the powerful forces that seem to rise up, and it distracts many people. They start to think of something. It's like we say, it is like the evil one. As you're coming to see him and to expose his unreality, he begins to throw stones in the bush so that you start to look somewhere else, to distract you from finding him, you see. But he is not what you're looking for. So if he's not what you're looking for, he's not even in the picture. So you cannot fail. What I told you today still stands, and that is all you need to know now. Dear Guruji, if consciousness manifests itself into the form of a person to experience itself in the play of life, then why are we trying to transcend this this personal identity? Who writes this one now? With love, there's no name. Who wrote this one? Okay. You're writing that if consciousness manifests itself into the form of a person to experience itself in the play of life, why then are we trying to transcend this personal identity? Why are you bothered about it then? Why not just leave it and enjoy personal identity? Because I am not going around with a placard on the street saying, come. So why would you not just enjoy? Like everybody else, we try to enjoy our personal identity. If it's as simple as that, consciousness wants to experience being a person, and then it experiences being a person for 24 hours, 48 hours, 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 10 decades. 100 years, 200 years, 2 lifetimes, 3 lifetimes. How long you want to keep going? 4 lifetime, 5 lifetime, and also developing, you can say, in the paradigm of the evolutionary consciousness. It's growing, it's getting a little bit learned. This is also a way, isn't it? It's growing, it's learning more and more. It sometimes takes 3 steps forward and 4 back. Sometimes 1 step, stay for a long time. Then the second step, 10 years have passed. And then suddenly 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps, in 2 minutes. And then nothing for 10 years. It can be like this. It can play whichever way it wants to play. But it is not so simplistic in that way. You see, it is not so one level. It's multidimensional. It is the most sophisticated game, and nobody can figure it out. Because at whatever dimension it plays, there's an intelligent principle there. And it is multifaceted, multidimensional in its expression, and it takes a multidimensional ability to begin to understand what it's doing. It is so amazing, you see. Let me read on a bit. Why not simply allow consciousness to enjoy its creation, personality and all? I agree, why not? Why not let it just continue enjoying personality creation? I agree. If you are enjoying, I don't stop you. I would prefer to see someone who is not awake, enjoying their life, than a miserable sage. You are there enjoying. Why I disturb you? I am looking at you going, oh, this is very nice. Than to look at someone who is meditating miserably. Oh, I would enjoy also. Just point me in the right direction. Let me show me somebody like that. You know a place. Why you're not there? If you know such a place, so much fun is going. You'll be there, no? The second one. Or the place. Oh, we have quite a few places if you want to be miserable. The other thing that bothers me is when I hear you speak of the person and those who live personally as some bad or unwanted. Or unwanted? Will you come up a little bit and, yeah? The other thing that bothers me is when I hear you speak of the person and those who live personally as some bad or unwanted, as if no good can come from the person. I don't attack any person, but I expose personality. I wonder if you follow what I mean. It's nothing personal, but I expose personhood, personality, because all are running after it. And I said, what is the fruit of person and personality? Does it last? Does it last? It's how long it goes on for. How long it goes on for the personality fruit. You enjoy for how long? Maybe when you are in your teens, your personality is a bit wild. As you get a bit more seasoned, for a few seasons we enjoy. Okay. Many great beings who added so much to the lives of others have walked this earth living personally and yet were beautiful beings. Maya Angelou is funny because I thought of her before we got to this part. Maya Angelou, Bob Marley, Einstein, Michelangelo, to name a few. Did you know them? Did you know them? Maya, you met her? Achha. So while we are here to realize the self, not all beings all called to this right now. It is true. And not all fruits, even on the same tree, come to ripe at the same time even, much less other trees. But they are no less the self than we are with love. But that is only if I'm going around criticizing people. I'm not criticizing people. What you call people, I call the self. Or have you not noticed? You see? When the self is confused into believing it is a person, it causes trouble to itself. Whether you're Maya Angelou or Bob Marley, or he had plenty of trouble himself as well too. Michelangelo, he had a fair amount of trouble as well too himself. And who else? Mr. Einstein.
But just because they had problems doesn't make, I guess...
No. Let's not go there. It's not that everybody has problems. Everybody must experience problems, must experience this. Try and let me understand something that's like this, that I don't particularly find any fault with the world per se. It is whatever it is. I don't even try to make any conclusion about it, because for me, it is not a thing. It's more like a verb than a noun, actually. It's always moving. So what you look at now, what you come back, it's changed tomorrow. So I don't know what we're looking at in some respects like that. I tell you only these things because you cannot control your mind. And your mind is not a saint. Your mind presently, and it's meant to be like this. It's not that you come to earth, you contribute to humanity in some way, you say music or architecture or some kind of technology or something. Yes, we enjoy these things. But that's not life. I was here, I was fortunate in some way. I was around before mobile phones came and stuff, you know. And then I see how people are, you know, they lose their mobile phone. They think that they lost a relative or something like that. They are. So I see, wait a minute, this is crazy. I mean, you know, we have come to depend on so many things. You think that they're so essential. So I don't feel that they're so essential. But also I enjoy having them. Some of them. I don't know how to use many of these things. Let me see where we're going here. If consciousness manifests itself in the form of a person to experience itself in this play of life, why are we trying to transcend this personal identity? Why not simply allow consciousness to enjoy its creation, personality and all? Then I said about this part, I'm very happy with this. I'd love to meet someone who is really, really genuinely enjoying the personality and everything, genuinely doing it. But I don't see that's the way it's meant to be. I see that at a certain point, when it plays like this, we want to taste things, and we enjoy for a while, and we dream with them, and we want these dreams to be real. And you have the power to dream, but you don't have the power to make your dreams come true in the way that you imagine. Then we feel disappointed and frustrated, and the whole thing becomes more and more complex. We can't help it also for a while. Mostly I talk with people who are failures at life. Sorry. Because it's a chance we have. It has to mess up a bit. Then you start to look, there must be more to it than this, And then maybe you start to find out, I'm sorry, you may not like it. It's not a flattering thing to say, but it's true. We screw up a little bit, and then you say, wow, this mind way of looking at life is very unreliable and, smelly. And something begins to look, is there something more than this? Maybe not in the way that I'm speaking. It has many twists and turns. And gradually you start to discover that the less you project or hang on to certain ideas about yourself, there are limitations, and you begin to discover this. And it's a gradual adjustment to this new understanding. But it brings you tremendous space. And you realize that life is not about how much things you have, but really how content you can be. Some people have no thing at all, and they're beautifully happy. Some people have lots of things and are also beautifully happy. It's not the thing, it's you, how you are, what you believe yourself to be. And I put it like this. So while we are here to realize the self, not all beings are called to this right now. It is true. It is true. I say myself, no? There's no urgency for everybody to wake up. It's not like, oh, everybody needs to wake up. If this continue, I don't know how long it can continue, because this expression of consciousness is screwing a lot of things up. I don't know if you've noticed. Recently, if you're looking also, a lot of things are not flowing harmoniously on this planet at the moment. Do you realize this? In a big way. Like right now, there's probably 40 sort of volcanic eruptions around the world, significant ones, earthquakes and stuff. And it's not that people have done it directly, but something in our behavior as people is also having an impact, isn't it? So sometimes consciousness has to go to these extremes in order to maybe make a U-turn, if it can, in the play. Nobody can destroy God's world. Man destroys his own world. But it cannot be ultimately true. So not all beings are here to wake up at the same point, no. But they are no less the self than we are, yes. Actually, we are right now, everybody, don't stop in this room, keep going. San Martino, go more, and go to Auric, and go further, and go Lisbon, and then go further up, go into Spain, keep going for as many times. Everybody is a self, yes. But it means nothing until you're awake to it. Unless you are conscious of it, it does not mean anything at all. We are living in miracle. We ourselves are miraculous, yet we are so bored with life and so bored. Because you don't realize what we are. There's a story of when two friends, two men, they grew up together. They were always very close friends. They shared with each other everything, private, personal. They share everything with each other. Let's call one Mr. A and one Mr. B. And they always used to meet and talk and talk. Eventually, Mr. A got married, and, he confided to his friend one day, my wife is a little bit quick to spend money, and I think we have this inheritance for them. But I feel if I let her know this, they're going to waste it, and my son will have nothing when he grows up. So I've hidden this money under the house in a box. But nobody else knows except you. And I trust you. If anything should happen to me, you take care of it. Okay. Mr. B said, okay. They share everything. So Mr. B is a traveler. He goes off traveling. He travels around the world. And then he comes back after 6 years. He comes home. He goes to his friends. As he's coming home, actually, he's walking through this town square, the village square. He sees his friend's wife on the street begging. He said, but I know her. She's my friend's wife. He goes to her and he says, sister, what are you doing here? She says, oh, I know you. You're my husband's friend. He says, yes, what are you talking about? What happened? He says, oh, you don't know? No. Oh, my husband passed away 2 years ago. We have nothing. We are begging on the street. My son also is begging. We are begging. We don't make things. Many days we get nothing to eat. Then he says, Amma, I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I've been away for so long. I should have kept in touch. I didn't know any of this. I have good news for you. He says, yeah? He says, yes, I've got good news for you. Your husband has left lots of money for you. What? Yes. Come with me and I'll show you. So they went and he'd dig up the floorboards and he'd dig under the ground until found. Inside they found all this money, enough for all things in their lives they need. Now this money had been under the house for over maybe 8 years. Were they rich? The money belonged to them. Were they rich? No. They has to find it. And look what happened. When the friend of her husband came, he only said to her, Amma, I have good news for you. And immediately on hearing the news from somebody you trust, her spirit is already lifted. Because she knows if he says good news, it's good news. He didn't mention anything else. Amma, I have good news for you. Don't worry. Your husband has left something for you. Come with me, I'll show you. So not go and do it. Come with me, we do together. And they dig together, and they found together. And he says, this is for you. Enjoy. Isn't it? The money was there all the time. Was she rich? She was not rich. The pure self is in us all the time. Are we realized? No, we're not realized. Until you are aware of it, of what value it is, it has no value. So satsang, or an awakened being, only, they don't give you it. They only show you, or they remove your ignorance, and already something is here there. You have to awaken to that and experience it yourself. So it's not that, so while we are here to realize the self, not all beings are called to this right now. But they are no less the self than we are. Well, I would argue. We are the same on paper. We will be the same on paper, but experientially not. The thief also is breaking into your house. He's also the self. Suppose he's breaking into your house and say, hey, thief, you know that you are free? You know that you are the self? He says, if you speak anymore, I'll shoot you. I'm just saying. It says one saint, he was, someone was breaking into his hut. He was living on top of a hill in a little hut. A thief came, and the thief came and told, "Give me your money." He said, "I have no money." So what? Give me your clothes. He said, "Oh yeah, you're welcome." He took his clothes. He says, "All clothes I have, we give it to him." Yeah. He says, "Okay, what you have? Give me your food." He said, "I have no food." Oh, the guy said, "This is disgusting. You have nothing." He took his clothes and he went away. And then the Swami looked and he says, "Poor fellow. He only got away with my clothes. I wanted to give him this beautiful moon. If only he was paid, I would wanted to give him this beautiful moon. But he ran away with my clothes." You see? Like this. So it is not merely something that we say, yes, of course, if we are all conscious, what's the point? Why bother to look for it? We are that anyway. I said, this is not intelligent talking. It would be really terrible if you had to create the self, because some people are not creative. Maybe only the artist will get there. Michelangelo will be first. He would get there. You'd be able to draw it even. But he says you only have to discover. Everybody can discover. Even blind person can discover. This is the beauty, you see.
I think where the question comes from for me is that while the longing to wake up is strong, also there's identity that comes in that wants to fulfill the life as a person that I never had. And so they ride simultaneously. Where I
what
want
do you mean,
to
the life of the
experience
person
it.
which you've never had? You're
Meaning to create a life to live, to enjoy as the person, having come from a background of not a lot of struggle and early on pain. So just wanting more to experience the life as a person happily.
You are making a big mistake. You are thinking that you missed out on being a person.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's the no, but that's just that. That's where the connotation that somehow the person is a bad thing. That's what I was talking about. It's not a bad thing. It's maybe the limited, like you said, of consciousness, but it's still consciousness.
Yes, no, I didn't say the person is necessarily just a bad thing, but certainly wanting to be a person is pretty... If you have understood in my right language what a person is, I said a person is also consciousness, but it's a very limited form of consciousness. And you have already tasted that. You want to taste the successful person.
Yes.
Yes. There are many people who seem like successful to you, but if you could slip behind the curtains of their life and see them privately, you'll say, "Oh my God, I gotta get away from this place." You don't know how it is. Some people look very good on the cover of a magazine, but inside you don't know how their life is. You don't know. You're envying somebody's life, they're probably envying your life. We don't know. But there is no such thing as a person who is like reached this beautiful place of success, who is only ever happy with things and with personalities. I don't know. You must be lucky you know a few of them, no? We are not meant to spend too much time in that realm. And I don't think that this body is the first time you're tasting a body and personality also. Maybe some people are not meant to taste it in that way. They say Michael Jackson didn't have a young person's life like people imagine that he should have. Suppose people say, listen, Michael, you have to go back and experience being a child again or whatever. But you might say, no, I don't. Why? My life is perfect as it is. Can I read on then? So, I read some more here. Hi, Mooji. You want to stay here? Okay. Hi, Mooji. A few years ago, I asked the question, what is love? The answer that came was, I am that. I have been through the spiritual cycle, the person trying to rationalize something that it cannot. I have recently discovered the home you speak of. The mind is in mafia mode. It catches me here and there, but I usually rest my head on my pillow each night in peace. I have a knowing of this place you speak of. No thought, pure awareness, but I have not come to understand how this awareness pervades all. It's like I'm there, but it's so new that a subtle confusion arises. Is resting in this place the answer? Thank you. Lots of love, Derek. So, what to say? I have recently discovered the home you speak of. The mind is in mafia mode. It catches me here and there, but I usually rest my head on my pillow each night in peace. Okay. I have a knowing of this place that you speak of, no thought, pure awareness, but I have not come to understand how this awareness pervades all. Would you be concerned about that? You're resting in your awareness, and you see that you come to know, if you're resting in awareness, you naturally know that it is all-pervading. It teaches you within the one body that it is the same one in everybody. It shows itself like that. You don't have to go to awareness school. It shows you somehow, you automatically know, no? And it's like I'm there, but it's so new that a subtle confusion arises. It is not new. That which is the most natural cannot be new. Maybe for a little bit it's newly recognized, it's freshly re-recognized. But then quickly you find it is so natural for you that you won't be thinking about it like that. It's like I'm there, but it is so new that subtle confusion arises. Confusion arises. What would you be even concerned about confusion when you are the awareness itself? It is like you're having the most beautiful meal at the king's table, and a piece of rice grain falls on the ground, and you're worrying about if you should pick it up and eat it. Why would you bother about that? You wouldn't bother about it. The king is saying, so darling, so what are you doing in the next few days? And you said, just a minute, sir, you're looking at me. Sorry, Your Majesty, what are you doing? You would not do that. Where would confusion be appealing enough for you to be given one glance even at confusion, you see? What is there to be confused? So you must, maybe your mind has created some kind of confusion as a kind of distraction, and you've bought it. Is resting in this place the answer, you see? Resting in this place, you mean the awareness place? Why would you even ask this question, you see? Suppose everybody in your village rejected you. We don't want, get out of here, get out of here. And then one person sees you and came and gave you food, water, and hugged you and said, don't worry. And you said, is this love? Are you sure? Is this love? Why would you even think of that? So these kind of things, they are speculative, you see. He's thinking about it. Because if it is true that you discovered that you are the awareness itself, everything is finished. All your blues are finished. It won't even come near you. Why would so? It must be because you are being invited into the house of God, but you've asked the devil is in a taxi outside. God has said, look, you can sleep in my bed tonight. Yeah? What are you looking at over there? So I'm coming. Huh? The devil is in a taxi waiting. Why would you be doing that? So you're not happy to be. You're not. I'm giving some really good examples today, actually. Why would you be interested in any of that? Derek. Beloved Mooji, I live with my wife and our 3-year-old daughter and 2 more kids. Sorry. Oh, I a second. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I live with my wife and our 3-year-old daughter and 2 more kids she brought to our marriage. I've come to understand that my wife is deeply traumatized and acting out her traumas on the family. I cannot support the resulting constant tension much longer. If I separate from her, she threatens to take our daughter with her back to Russia, where she used to live before she came to live with me in Germany 5 years ago. I might not be able to prevent her to do so, and this would break my heart, to virtually lose my little daughter and to know that she loses her father. I love her very much. I feel completely trapped. My wife uses this ruthlessly to blackmail me into doing or not doing whatever she wants. My sannyas name is Prem Abiru, which means fearless love. Which understanding of the situation is escaping me? Can you please clarify for me? So you live with your wife and your 3-year-old daughter, and plus she has 2 other children, we're all living together. He said, I have come to understand that my wife is deeply traumatized and acting out her traumas on the family. I cannot support the resulting constant tension much longer. So these things happen in marriages. I can't cope. A friend, okay. Acha. If I separate from her, she threatens to take our daughter with her back to Russia, where she used to live before she came to live with me in Germany 5 years ago. So if I separate from her, then my feeling is, does she love you? You see? Do you love each other, you see? Because if you love each other, even though sometimes people love each other, they find they can't stay together. One's behavior is so impactful on the whole family in a very negative way, maybe, that one side might be left feeling that it's pointless to stay here because we are on account of one person's behavior, 5 people's lives are wrecked. Maybe better we separate or something. So he's probably thinking like this. Maybe it's best to separate. Then if you separate, your wife is saying, or husband, whichever it could have been, doesn't matter like this, is saying, but if you separate from me, then I'm going to take my daughter, who is your daughter, I'm going back to Russia. Now she used to live in, she doesn't say she's Russian, she says she threatens to take our daughter back to Russia where she used to live before she came to live with me in Germany 5 years ago. I might not be able to prevent her to do so, so maybe nothing you can do about it. And this would break my heart, to virtually lose my little daughter and to know that she loses her father, you see. I love her very much. I feel completely trapped. My wife uses this ruthlessly to blackmail me into doing or not doing whatever she wants. So, because your attachment is for your daughter, so then you're clinging. I would need to know it to go further also. I don't need to know that, but something begs to know a little bit. Is the daughter being mistreated, you see? Is she a good mother to her daughter? Yeah? You know. Is she a good mother to her daughter, you see? And can your evaluation be... Is your evaluation reliable also? Because your friend, no? This one. Yeah. According to it, it's too far, too many steps ahead. Is because, of course, father is going to feel the daughter is being mistreated also. It gets very complicated. What would you do in a situation like this, you see? My sannyas name is Prem Abiru, which means fearless love. Which understanding of the situation is escaping me? Here is a place where one would go again back to your sannyas life a little bit in your heart. You have to pray again. You have to declare, I've run out of moves, I don't know what to do. I am now combining my heart with the supreme energy. Guide this light, guide me by your light what to do with this situation. Because I cannot find a human solution. I don't have the power by myself, you see? If we come like that now, but you're written to me, you see? So I am also obliged. Then I must do everything in my power also to help. And whatever is going to bring a true solution, because we don't know what the solution is even, a good solution, meaning that the child will be fine, you will be fine, your wife will be fine, your wife's children will be fine. You know? We cannot necessarily have it that everybody is fine. What do you mean everybody is fine? Sometimes we have to go through some situation which is very, very challenging in order to grow spiritually. Because human beings don't grow on ice cream. We don't. From scream, yes, sometimes you have to, yeah, you have to find, go through. Then somehow you find the aspiration to go through painful situations that come in your life. They offer you a chance to look more deeply into your life and to go beyond it, you see. It's a strong one because you're presenting a case. I don't hear her side, but I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer. But I am compelled to respond to this because you write to me. I can't say, I don't know anything. I can only do what is instinctive for me, which is to put blessing towards everybody. That everybody's life is given the food necessary for them to eventually reach a point where they can begin to come in satsang here as soon as possible, find freedom, and maybe one day go to each other and say, I kiss your feet for the trouble you gave me, and I don't take it personally. We each had to do what we had to do according to our present light at the time, and I just wish your life every joy. Is possible? Thank you. Thank you for your vote towards the human spirit when it is rooted in the self. I was just saying to Helen, and we were talking with Len, this whole human thing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It only works when it is found the heart. When it is combined with the heart's energy, we will blossom, will bloom and bear fruit. But by itself, working things out according to our own projections, it doesn't work. We are survivors only. You want to be alive, you must be alive from your heart outward. You see? You want to say something? It is good. He said that the friend called him in despair, and he told the friend to write to Mooji. This is good friendship, isn't it? I can't. Sorry. Why don't you write to Mooji? At least that is something. You put something. You say, okay, maybe that is that maybe some greater help will come, and something has to come. I don't know. Something has to happen. You know, it is very important. We are very afraid of this, to reach some situation or circumstances in life when you're out of moves. You have no moves left. You think, oh my God, no, I don't want to ever be in a situation. It may be your best situation. A moment when you're totally helpless, have no strength, you run out of moves, you're cornered by life. You cannot see what the next move is going to go. And you know life cannot stop. But you are not the director right now. A very important moment. I wish you well on this one. So, I believe your name is Thomas or Prem Habiru. I don't know if he watches this, but to say that I wish him total goodness will come back to this and come back to his heart's life, because it's the only place where there's really life. The mind life, it promises life, but it only delivers strife. Not life, it's true. But people have different ways of evaluating life. Some people measure life by different standards, you know. Hi Mooji, since the discovery of this, I wasn't sure how to best express it in the world, but after being on the online Zima retreat with you from New Zealand, I realized that the most powerful expression of my true nature is getting on with my daily family living and raising the last of my 4 children. Parenting without attachment, parenting without crippling fear, parenting without insecurity, parenting with freedom, parenting with my natural self, parenting with the simple joy of watching them discover the world for themselves. This is the avenue that God has provided me with. I was unsure before, but now I know. Everyday life in its natural simplicity, that is my true nature expressed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe this one will one day write this letter. Who knows? We don't know. Since the discovery of this, this. Must be this. I wasn't sure how to best express it in the world. But after being on the online Zima retreat with you from New Zealand, I realized that the most powerful expression of my true nature is getting on with my daily family living and raising the last of my 4 children. Let it be a sketch in your mind. Don't try and live the future or live any projection. So that you are being lived more than you are living. And so you find that there's space, room for the changes that come dynamically through the breath of God. Not you know, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Because you still don't know. Leave space, leave some wild grasslands. Don't turn everything into a garden. Parenting without attachment, parenting without crippling fear, parenting without security, without insecurity, parenting with freedom, parenting with my natural self, parenting with simple joy of watching them discover the world for themselves. Is that so already? Or is that a forecast? Or is that we have started on this road? This is the avenue that God has provided me with. I was unsure before, but now I know. Best wishes. Best wishes. And much more than this. Much more than this also. Whatever that can be. Much more than this. Don't cut yourself off. Much more than this. We don't know. Dear Mooji, I feel free. I realized a while ago that it really does not need anything. No practice is needed at all. That made me look upon life in a different way, and I feel free. You also now know that this can open your eyes and just feel so alive. I had a lot of days in which I was just totally in love with everything I saw. I'm expressing this because I write it in big fat letters. You see. And now the surprise is here that I am falling in love with a girl. I like looking in her eyes, and I feel in love when I'm with her. Now, since I was already loving everything I see, I feel like I am in a different way in love with her somehow, because the contrast isn't that big. For her, the world's totally changed because of me. And I just got an amazing surprise from a universe which I already loved. Now at the end, I don't feel like I have a big ending question for you, but I will ask, what are your thoughts on this situation? And also, I just had a bubbly feeling of sharing. A bubbly feeling of sharing. Again, my loving thanks to you and the people who are helping you with your work. Greetings, Jip G. Enjoy. What you can say? Enjoy. You fall in love. You're finding out some. You realize you feel totally in love with everything that you're seeing. And now the surprise is here. I'm falling in love with a girl. I like looking in her eyes, and I feel in love when I am with her. Now, since I was already loving everything I see, I feel like I'm in a different way in love with her somehow, because the contrast isn't that big. Because you love everything, and then now you find, I love this one. It comes into focus as well. For her, the world totally changed because of me. And I just got an amazing surprise from a universe which I already loved. Now, at the end, I don't feel like I have a big question for you, but I will ask, what are your thoughts on this situation? And also, I just had a bubbly feeling of sharing. What to say? Enjoy what I can say right now. Wait for your next letter, I don't know. Enjoy. Guys, come on. Don't be like that. Dear Mooji, thank you. I read that you will not take any more emails, but I will speak this one out anyway. Even if you don't read it, it is good. I have a feeling that my person is using Satsang's drop everything to continue its habit of not caring about oneself. There is a tendency of total openness to anything life brings, an attitude of, it's okay, I can be in anything, and dropping all needs. I'm questioning if this is good. What about boundaries? What about taking care? What about knowing when to say no? All these things are inside the big yes. You're not a robot or something. You just go say everything is the same. We are living beings here. Take a look also where we are sitting. You can see. It doesn't look like we don't care. Somebody's put these things up. Look at these flowers, arrange flowers, feed these things, make sure these are here. And all these things, try to clean them, clean the space, light incense. Is that the actions of somebody don't care? We very much do care. You see? And you can say yes, and there's time for no. And sometimes for maybe. And sometimes for not right now. Another time for go away. Time for everything in its right place. Everything is as its right place. One person wrote to me and they were saying that, their belief is that they should not resist anything at all. They think that was my teaching. Don't resist anything at all. Go along with everything. So I said, wait a second. Suppose you're on a busy underground train and you're standing there and somebody's going in your pocket. Some passenger next going into your handbag, feeling around your handbag. Okay? You just kind of let him do it because like Mooji says, just go along, let everything happen. I said, no. Suppose you step on his foot and he goes screeching off. You say, well, I didn't go along with everything. No, but you maybe go along with how you felt. What are you doing in my bag? Oh, that's also natural. I'm not telling you go and do these things. I'm just saying, don't be silly. You don't just sit there and go, well, it's natural. You're walking across the road, a big truck is coming. Well, isn't it? So a little bit of intelligence, I wonder if people really misuse my pointing, This is why I say if you are genuine, it will come inside you the right thing to find. If you are just trying to use the teachings to excuse your bad behavior, something inside you're malfunctioning, that you are being a bit of a rascal or something. It's not going to work. You can't be that stupid. No. We can be, actually, we can be. So I have a feeling that my person is using Satsang's drop everything. When do I say drop everything? When we are talking, say right now, leave all these things aside. You can pick them up afterwards. Let's take a look if we can get down just to the bare essential you, not you plus. So sometimes I say leave all these things for now. This is just common sense. So I have the feeling that my person is using the Satsang's advice, drop everything, to continue its habit of not caring about oneself. There is a tendency of total openness to anything life brings. An attitude of, it's okay, I can be in anything, and dropping all needs. I am questioning if this is good. What about boundaries? What about taking care? What about knowing when to say no? Yes, what about it? It's a natural thing. We are here to allow you to experience and express your freedom. It's a bondage if I tell you, no, don't act, don't. This is silly things. All of this is being spurned by my partner who likes to be with other people in an intimate way. Well, we're getting very deep now. So far, I have seen it as an opportunity for satsang. I'm sure you want me to go on, don't you? Many huge fears, terrifying demons, states of worthlessness are triggered by the behavior of my partner. There is something good here, an opportunity to see that it is not what I am. Grace is showing itself. At the same time, I'm getting the intuition that there is a distortion happening. Should I just take anything in the name of spiritual growth? Sometimes it feels like choosing to walk time and time again into a torture chamber in the spirit of letting go. Are there some authentic needs that should be respected? So would you say that someone like this is really listening and following my pointing? No. A great misunderstanding is happening here. A big misunderstanding is happening here. You see? Because I don't like to see people being taken advantage of. Even if you think you're doing the right thing or whatever, it's painful to see someone who is undergoing a lot of torture because they're misinterpreting, thinking that I'm saying, no, learn from everything, let somebody come into your house, let your partner sleep around and stuff like that. And, if you see them in bed together, go and make them a cup of tea. What are you doing? I mean, where do we stop? I mean, this is completely crazy. So I'm really wondering if, are you really following this teaching? Why don't you just polish his shoes while he's waiting as well, too? I feel as if I'm giving my power away in this situation. There must be something really good in the torture chamber that keeps me returning to it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Deep gratitude, Lizzie. Genuinely, I have to say to Lizzie, no, that is not following the teaching. I don't want that anybody is having to go through, there are sometimes people feel, yes, but I'm learning something, everything I'm learning to something. And you're going over the same silly thing all the time because, of course, I mean, if you go and stick your head up an horse's bottom or something, you are going to learn something. Okay. Is that going to say, oh, yes, at least, but I learned something, And then he says, yes, then Mooji is my teacher. No. I don't know anything about horses. Some people know something about horses. You see, this is completely crazy. How you can do this? I'm just making sure that I vindicate myself out of this. But this is crazy. How can you say like that? That someone must go and do things over and over and you just keep learning. And in a sense, it's like the life is bringing these things to you to show you, how much more do you want? Do you want a bit more? Okay, have some more of that then. And you go, oh no, but I've got a chance. You go along with life and say, no. You have heard it. You have heard it. You can see where your mind can go. The mind can go there. Our minds can go all kind of places, no? Dear Mooji, I finally met you on the internet about 2 years ago. After a lifetime of physical, emotional, and mental abuse, 15 years of alcohol abuse, and so much suffering and confusion over my identity, after many, many years on my knees begging for help or someone to guide me in this life, nothing and nobody showed up for many, many years until finally you came into my life at a time that I was encountering intense anxiety over my physical death due to ongoing health issues. In the last year, I have attended 4 retreats with you in absolute desperation, and each time I've wanted to ask you about this fear, but it never shows up at the retreats. Only after I leave, the anxiety kicks in. I have intense fear for my physical life, Mooji, and especially fear of anything that involves veins and arteries. I don't know where it comes from, but I've had it since childhood. How do I face this, Mooji? I don't want to reject any experience that is uncomfortable because I know this is the doorway in. I have been through so much pain because of ego that letting go of the ego seems like a huge relief, but to have something unexplainable or strange happen to my body feels utterly terrifying to me. I was even told by 3 different and unrelated intuitives in 3 separate countries that they sensed I had an alien abduction. I don't even believe in this stuff, but why do I hear these things? Anyway, I digress. I am here only in this life for freedom. I know this, but I don't know how to cope with the fear here. Do I need to physically allow doctors to inject me with stuff and do uncomfortable medical exams on me in order to get over this? Just I can discover the self and face up the fear without having to literally go through this. It's so huge, Mooji. Please help. Thank you so much, Mooji. I love you, and I will see you soon. Holly. Sometimes when the fear gets out of hand, or any other thing that gets out of hand, it starts to manifest, just like love has a power, hate has a power. Light has a power, darkness has a power. And sometimes if you nurture or spoil the things in the dark, they can also have international connections, it can seem. So people from 3 different continents are going to tell you, you look like you have had an alien abduction or something like this, which is part of this whole mechanism of this dark functioning in the mind also, you see? And it creates all these things. Is it possible that you could be abducted by aliens? It's possible. I think unlikely. Okay? But I would like to talk with you a bit more, Holly. Maybe you write me again. We see if we can do a Skype call together. I can have a talk with you. Maybe you can come here, spend a few weeks with me. That would be good. And get over these things, you know. How wonderful it is, those of you who have come and you begin to experience the beauty of the self. And then you hear all the propaganda from the world mind, all fear-based, everything to make you shrink away, to make you feel afraid to even be alive even. You want to come? Yes, come here and talk to me. Let him come and maybe, yes, thank you, love. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
A lot of things came up, and I just want to burp them up to you.
Okay.
It feels like since a young age, I already quit at school, and quit at school.
You left school
because it was not for me. I felt really not good, and I started like learning from my father, as you know.
Yes.
And then he dropped away, and then I was on my own because I never really was so much with my mother, and I started to make my own living with playing music because this is my freedom for life and my joy. And it feels really like you have to be a warrior
A warrior.
To be on your own and not going to school like you go Monday, you go there, you know what time you finish this lesson until Friday, and then you're probably going to the pub or anything. And when you're not,
From school?
no,
Oh.
when you're living a life in like you know what you're gonna do, and when you have to live spontaneous, you really have to. When you wake up, there's not a schedule ready for you. You are going to be spontaneous and do the best for yourself.
Yes.
And this sometimes it really gets me very stuck. Like you said, sometimes you get like cornered. And many times out of the emptiness, something beautiful arose, and I followed it, and it brought me joy. And many times you're just all alone and just, yeah.
Yes. In the emptiness, although I say it is unbound, it is without edge, it is without limits, but yet at the same time, you feel cocooned in love. It's a kind of mystery, isn't it? I can speak of something that is unbound and limitless, imperishable, without beginning or end. And yet, in the body, it feels cocooned in pure joy and love. It's not like you feel lost in the vastness. It is a very unusual thing. And in the daily life, you may say you wake up, because what happened in my own case is for a while I was teaching also. And then something felt I needed to stop teaching, you see? I didn't think about it. It was very spontaneous, actually. I went back to college because I was not trained to be a teacher, you know? I only went to college to teach because I had an exhibition of my paintings. And the art department from the college came to the exhibition. And the teacher liked the work and invited me to come and give a talk about my work. And they kept inviting me back, and then they offered me some part-time work. I came into teaching like that. Something felt natural about it, but there's a lot I did not know. And then at the beginning of one term I went, and the head of the department called me in, and she said, this term you are obliged to go 3 times a week to another town, you know, way out, to do this course. And immediately I said, no. I didn't think about it. I said, no, I'm not. I resign. And then somehow, as soon as I said that, I couldn't take the words, but I didn't want to also. It's like they were spoken. And she says, what are you speaking about? This is a wonderful opportunity for you, and blah, 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 blah. But I said, no. I had said it, and that was it. And we talked for another 10 minutes. She tried to convince me, what are you doing? What are you saying? You know, this is a good thing for you. And she said, okay, take today and think about it. I said, okay, but I didn't have to think about it. I went home. I tried to think. I couldn't think. I couldn't think. You see, the next day I came, I said, no, I want to give up. And that was the most difficult thing in my life, because you can't just give up. I had to at least work the full term. And my heart, as I said it, my heart left. It was the most difficult thing to work. Although I loved the students, but I couldn't find any inspiration. All I was thinking is that I want to go away. You see? So this thing happened, and then after this few months, then finally the last day came. And that was a great day. A great day. And then my life again now, it was like this. I had no plans. Nothing. The whole life became totally spontaneous. Totally spontaneous, you know. But inside was already full with this love. It was so full. I was not bored at all. And I didn't know what I'm going to do. I wasn't concerned at all. Like I told you, Papaji also say, when they ask him, so how do you start your day? You don't seem to have any plans. he said sometimes if I wake up and I see my shoes walking out the room, I just jump in them and see where they're going, like this. And for myself, like this, I just somehow just was playing like this. It was I did not use my mind at all in it. And it's still like that, largely like that. Something just rolls with the day, and it's so complete. If you're not living one of your days, which is from your own mind, you see, it is like the day is already written somehow, and you're just going through the bodily motions. But it's still very rich, very beautiful,
I also noticed that just before I came here, I asked to have enough money to come. And the days before I went to play in Amsterdam, and I would only need to play 4 days, and every night I would make enough. Because I felt also supported in this evidence that it comes from the universe, It felt very supported. And this is also my trust, like, if I want something to come here, this desire, then there came much more money than normal. And I felt it's already supported.
It's very good. Let's talk about it more for everybody so that they get encouraged to see that it works like this. It's very beautiful.
I tried for shoes also, but it didn't work.
You have to have one of Papa G's shoes.
But I gained the confidence that if it's supposed to happen, the universe will give you everything you need if it's supposed to happen. Yes.
But you don't think about it. You don't think about it. You just go your way. You don't think about it. Sometimes something comes and it wants you to think about it. It appears inside like, oh, you have to think about this, you have to make a decision, and then you catch yourself and you just, no, you don't. You don't catch like this. You go back to bed or whatever you have to do. But many people, of course, it's not the way that we are brought up. We are brought up to feel very guilty about, taking time or doing things like this. Yeah. Here at Monte Sahaja, we work very hard here, because not because we believe in hard work, but there's still things to do, and it wants to stop, and then so the satsangs can just flow more and more. And I don't want to be building for years or years. I don't want that. We would like to keep things simple also as much as possible. But I think you're just going to be fine. No? Yeah. Have you played some music here?
No.
Maybe one time you play something.
Yes. Whenever you want, my love. Okay. I need the guitar, please.
I'm sure we can find one somewhere.
I don't know which one to play. I wait, because I didn't really make a specific one. But I made one. It's about really, like, I don't know really where I'm going, but I full trust.
Yeah.
And the other one is more kinky, but it's also nice. But I don't know. I really don't know which is good
We're
for now.
quite a kinky group as well. Whatever you feel to play. Yeah, you play whatever you feel to play. Mike?
Mike, yeah, thanks. You told me there was a place deep inside my own heart. So I go as I move and I bow onto your feet. Wisdom plays around my way and I fall asleep again. Lover, have you told me about the days of you and me? There comes a time to be free of your mind, free as I can be out of sky. Mooji, Mooji comes on by, steps inside in my heart. Tell me, lover, where have you been? Mooji comes on by, Mooji steps on by, way down in my heart. Now tell me, lover, where have you been? Tell me, lover, where have you been? I keep following your pointing just to follow myself. I've been letting myself go just to follow you again. I hope I stay out of trouble, 'cause I'm living life and I'm alive. There comes a time to be free of your mind. And I hear Mooji, Mooji comes on by, steps inside of my soul. He tells me, lover, where have you been? Mooji comes on by, Mooji, 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 steps inside of my heart. Oh, tell me, lover, where have you been? Tell me, lover, where have you been?
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Thank you again. Beloved Guruji, I am so grateful to be coming to your land again soon. I come to waste no time, to soak up all you offer, and to honor your pointings with all my heart. No holding back, nor going back. Blast these limitations. This life is for freedom, and it is the only way now. I return to the natural emptiness, easily dropping concerns, being nobody, yet full of life, and full of simple, silent joy and immense peace for no reason. Such gratitude to even recognize this, Guruji, with your grace. But, sorry Guruji, forces within really test my resolve after long periods of simply disappearing into natural emptiness. And these forces know which buttons to press. And some remnants of identity sparks into a shape again. All I can do in response to these stumbles is keep confirming my true place and to follow your pointings and keep falling in love over and over again until there's no space for doubts to creep in. That is right, isn't it? Full liberation from the net of identity is my heart's highest aspiration. Identityless. I pray to no longer protect these clouds when our hearts are the lights of this world. Eternal gratitude with every ray of my being. I love you, my silly head at your lotus feet, Hazel. And her name is Hazel Lightfoot. Sounds like an Indian name, no? You know, or American Indian. I return to natural emptiness, easy dropping concerns, being nobody, yet full of life and full of simple, silent joy and immense peace for no reason. Such gratitude to even recognize this, Guruji, with your grace. But, sorry, Guruji, forces within really test my resolve after long periods of simply disappearing into natural emptiness. And these forces know which buttons to press, and some remnants of identity sparks into shape again. These forces know which buttons to press. These buttons are connected to some nerve center where there is identity. We cannot blame these forces. They work very well. These forces work full-time and very well. They do their job well. And if you do your job well, you may even thank them for exposing the places where you are still shabby, where you are still, sort of, because actually what happens very often is that many people, even in Sahaja, no? I'm sure, we have reached a certain level of maturity and insight, but we are still happy to keep a little bit of ego. We're still happy to, it's not trouble. You're a bit lenient with ego. And of course it doesn't complain. You see, you say, no, it's harm, nothing, So you don't persist completely with your inquiry. You leave a little bit of the virus in there. And we think no harm done. But it tirelessly works to reroute, to be sparked up again. And it will come. These buttons are still live. You think they were dead, but they're still live. And we say that the forces, they know which buttons to press. But if these buttons were completely exhausted, if there was a power cut to the mind, you would press buttons. Like when your computer is run out of energy. It doesn't matter what program you have. No buttons work. You have to cut the power cable. You see? Now, go away. He's one of them. Huh? And these forces know which buttons to press. And some remnants of identity spark into shape again. You know, sometimes people, they have a heart attack and they come with the machine and they, you know, and so you get revived. The ego gets revived, you see? Yeah, that. All I can do in response to these stumbles is keep confirming my true place and to follow your pointings and keep falling in love over and over again. Why? You fall out of love? If you have to fall in love over and over again, you must have fall out also. Until there is no space for doubts to creep in. This is right, no? He's saying. This is the leniency, because you have abandoned your inquiry prematurely. You have allowed a bit of space for the enemy to breathe and to regroup. Full liberation from the net of responsibility is my heart's highest aspiration. But don't put this aspiration in the future. Ego will tell you, there's time. The aspiration must be now. I pray to no longer protect these clouds when our hearts are the light of this world. Your heart will not be the light of this world, you see, while you're using the torchlight of your mind. Eternal gratitude with every ray of my being. So rare that enlightenment, we are the highest number of human beings as contemporary at this season of the human experience. Nearly 8 billion human beings alive together. It's a little bit of a shame we're searching so hard to find one enlightened being. When you say that everybody, we are all this, no? Then what are we doing then? We are all this. Nearly 8 billion Buddhas, pretending to be Buddhis. Then so somebody is right to say, maybe it's a joke, maybe it's not true. Who was it? Come, let me hear what you say. Stand up there and tell me what you're going to say.
I felt like something in this letter has it's like the whole satsang. I've been feeling this pull to come and not to come, and a lot of every time the pull to come, there comes a lot of pain in my body, and then it goes away, and I just merge, and I feel very nice, and that's the kind of the mind is playing a bit. That if I stay, it's.
If you don't complain and you're a good girl, it will let you get off with being very nice and pleasant in the satsang. And if you decide to come and speak up and to expose your dirty little mind, then you're going to get punished, aren't you? Is it something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And no. It's the wish to not let this hold me back.
Yeah, okay. So, Some people have got a very good mind, and some people have got a nasty, dirty little mind. Okay? And some people are no mind. Or beyond mind. Which category? Or some people got good mind sometimes, very naughty mind other times. Sometimes no mind, and very rarely beyond all of that. Some people have mostly dirty mind, occasionally a good mind. Very often, no mind, and now and again, absolutely what is mind we don't know, beyond all of that. Huh? Neo mind. New mind. Fresh mind. There's a new category just born. Just born just now. This is new mind. Fresh, refresh button. New mind. Which one are you?
Yes, it's really blurring my seeing.
Yes, really?
This mind is blurring my seeing, and also the love for you.
Because blurring. This
yes.
mind is blurring my seeing, and my love for
and
you.
And it's so small. It's like I know the dimension, and that I'm not this. The dimension of this mind is so small, and I know it.
How did the mind become so powerful? It's like you have to walk through. Do you have to walk through the graveyard to get to your house? You have to walk through the graveyard to get to the house, and mine is a graveyard always waiting for you. I've given many clues. If you go through the realm of the mind, if you're going to have to go through mind, if you're relying on a relationship that is created through the mind has a lot of input to put because you're going through his domain. And he has tax, he had lots of things. But if you look and find that you are independent of this mind and its world, and in fact you can be without this psychological mind, but it cannot exist or even appear without you. So you can judge which is the greater, then stay only with the greater. But nobody is interested in this deal. I think it was a really good deal. We want it only when we have to say we have to fight the mind. How can we fight the mind? How can we beat the mind? And there are many people try. They say the most successful ones, for a little bit, are the yogis, you see? And they don't use any tool, they don't need any silver bullet or sharp swords because they see the mind, it cannot kill him like that. They do some meditation, some yantras, some mantras and so on, but only works while they're doing this. They can't keep doing it all the time. When they stop doing it, the mind come back, hi, how you doing? You see, is there any way of getting beyond this mind? Very easy, too easy. Maybe that's why you don't want. It's too easy. Yes, what I'm sharing with you is too easy. Who has seen that it's too easy? Oh my gosh, it's really? That is very good. You too, you
Yes, I've seen it.
So you must be joking that it's too easy, and now she's saying the mind itself is blurring her love for me and her recognition of the truth. So what did you do? It's too easy. You put the easy one for later, and then you want to use the hard one.
I have to come up I feel very peaceful when I come, when I see you, when I stand here. It's like my voice is not mine.
Okay. Yeah. So is this real? Is this one now standing here, is this the real one or the fake one? Because it looks like the fake one lasts longer, no? You come up and you stand at the microphone, you feel amazing. And you sit down, it's gone. So can this be the real one also?
But the real one is only you. The only one.
But what would know that? It is said that Socrates, they say, was the wisest man in the world because he know nothing. Isn't it? How long ago was Socrates? How long ago? 2,500. Nataraj knows exactly. Sorry. 2,000, how much? A little bit less than 2,500 years. 2,478.4 years ago. Socrates, and even now people say he was the wisest man on the planet because he know nothing. Now listen to this. Who knew that Socrates was the wisest man in the world must at least be as wise as Socrates, no? One of his friends. Are you following or not? Because I can stop satsang any moment now. We can go home and go whatever, no? Somebody appreciates Socrates as the wisest man in the world. If he knew that Socrates is the wisest man in the world because Socrates knows nothing, must it not also be that he must at least be as wise as Socrates to appreciate that Socrates is the wisest man in the world? You guys, it's really hard to get a response from you guys sometimes. I'm sure if I was giving away free wine, I'll get a lot better response from this. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
If you allow me to give a bit more the story.
Okay.
Not going into a philosophy lesson, don't worry.
Go.
But one of his friends
went
to the oracle of Apollon, the god of the sun, or the god of divination and wisdom. And he asked, who is the wisest of the Greek? So at the time, that was the world, the Greek world. And the oracle said, Socrates. And the man was very surprised. He said, I know this guy. He's someone. He's kind of, he has something. Yeah, but okay. And he went back to Athene. And he told Socrates, you know what? I went to see the god Apollo. I asked, who is the wisest? And he said, you. And Socrates was so surprised. He said, my God, what, me? I don't know anything, you know? What do I have special? But it was a shock for him. And he went to meet all the wise people of the city. And he asked them, okay, he didn't even say, the oracle said that. He said, you are so wise. What is your wisdom? I want to learn from you. And then he interrogates them. And in the end, he saw they know nothing. He said, I also know nothing, but I know nothing. You think you know something. And he was sitting on the public space, a bit like Brixton in front of the Ritzy. And when I met you, I found Socrates in the modern world. I was so happy. I mean, because in university you learn about Socrates, all these books from Plato and Xenophon, but you never meet Socrates, and you have to learn as much as you can. And you were the first one I meet. No, nothing. Oh, Socrates, who's that? The one who is like you know nothing. But now you remember that. I'm very proud of you.
I remember what?
Socrates.
Socrates.
Yeah.
But you just spoiled my story and...
No. You tell it very good, very good.
Okay. Because my point still stands, okay?
Yes.
If somebody if it's not Socrates' friend, somebody here, maybe you or someone knows that you say Socrates is the wisest person in the world, and we appreciate. How we can appreciate must be that you must at least be as wise as him to say that. Hmm? So you are saying, yes, because like this you're saying that because there's only you. But something in you must know that to say that. So the one who knows that must also be you, which is same as me.
It has registered like moments where the seeing is more intense, and it gets like back to it somehow.
You see, you're looking out there for an answer, and I'm looking at you as the answer. You're looking out there for an answer. Yes, you're saying, but the seeing sometimes is blurred and I'm knowing that whatever you're wanting to see that gets blurred is not it. You who is witnessing blurred and focus, you're it. This is the thing. And this is the twist of consciousness that each one needs to experience. We're wasting a lot of time because the classical way of knowing something is to know like one thing knowing another thing. And I'm telling you, no. This is not two things. It's not even one thing. Are you confused by this? No. Are you?
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now I can say drop everything, because it's appropriate time. Say drop all these ideas, drop. We are never going to be experientially one while you retain the idea of yourself as a person. Because every person is conditioned. Every person belongs to some party, some religion, some philosophical group, some political group, some kind of social group, some identity you're wearing. And every identity fights to retain its own perspective. Okay? We are never, ever going to agree while you are in the state of personhood. This is what is radical. I'm going to bring you the message of Ramana Maharshi. I'm going to bring you the message of Shankara, which is not only just a message. I am their message right now. And I'm not afraid to say that. That is not pride. I don't say it as pride. But someone has to have the courage to say. Because somebody asked me, what is your master's highest teaching? I said, I am my master's highest teaching. I have to say it. It sounds arrogant, but it's not arrogance. Because I have the courage to say what I am. Okay? So I have to say this on your behalf. Because you are afraid to say it, And it's not, okay, because you say it, you are it. It's not that. It has to be experienced. And I wait on you too long. You're too slow. You're so apologetic. And so I have to say sometimes, I am that on behalf of you, to give you courage to say that there's an appropriate time to admit, and it is not blasphemy, it is not arrogance to say. Thank you. You understand? We are not going to reach this as one human family while we keep on believing and you're loyal to your group, because it will teach you you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're a Hindu. We can never meet. Even those who are the most what you may call liberal in any group, they still cannot meet. I've met groups sometimes who are the most liberal within the group, and there's some watered down version of the group. It has to be a living truth. And the only way you are going to come to this living truth, You have to be like the cow that jumped over the moon, and this moon is your mind. You have to jump over it, and as long as you stay as this person, you're going to argue like the person, you're going to defend like the person, and I'm showing you the most beautiful way. The most beautiful way is the way of being. You have to come out of that. I show you. I don't say go, I say come, look with me, and prove with me your original self. It is not a fantasy. It is not a spiritual fantasy. It is not escapism. It is the most real. Everything else in this planet will vanish except what I'm speaking with you, the truth of it. And I'm only trying to tell you, you have to be cured of this mistake you're making in holding on to this identity that you're merely flesh and blood. You're that too, but you're not that mostly. It's time to grow up. Don't just grow old. Grow up and look with the eyes I'm looking at. When I see you, I see the self. When you speak, you're not speaking as a self. You're speaking as something that is born of time, that in a few seasons will not be here. So take courage and listen with your heart when I tell you. Follow my pointings, because what I say now with such conviction, you yourself will be able to speak with the authority of your own experience. I'm not asking you to believe. Believe, trust, this is okay, but it must be proven. And I'm telling you, I'm here to prove it to you and prove it as you. And you hold back stingily when you say you want to realize the most important thing in the world, but you offer so little of yourself. You must have the courage to stand up and to say, I'm here for this, Mooji, all the way.
I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, like that. You see? Because the whole world is looking at you and saying, if they can be here, listen to him face to face, and they're hanging back like frightened children or something, and I'm saying, look, follow and see, because I'm not throwing magic powder in your face. I'm speaking with you in very simple language. And still, I don't get the response that I think, you should be so happy that in this age, you stand a chance of really being free of all this bullshit. So, okay, so we can sit down now again and we get on. Yeah. Thank you. It is a marvelous thing, because in our age, this teaching is still alive. It is not ever going to grow old. And generations after we are gone from this place physically, beings yet unborn will come and learn through this, what I'm speaking today. Some of the greatest disciples of Jesus Christ was not necessarily the 12 disciples who walked with him. Maybe his greatest disciple is yet unborn. You don't have to be physically there, but you must have a heart that has power of trust and love, and follow the words. Just like this. You're not been given 17 steps to freedom. It is simple. I point simple to you. That if you keep arguing on the base of your person, you'll make small steps. These small steps, they're okay. It's okay. But you behave as though you have 1 trillion lives ahead of you to do this. I said, today you can see something from here. Look with the eyes of consciousness. You are already that. You don't have to go out and find any tools for that. You're already here, no? It's a blessed time. And things are such in our world at this moment that I feel we should feel compelled, even for your children's sake, but for your sake first. You must find it. I looked in the airplane, sometimes we're flying, and they're showing you the procedure. If you have an emergency, what they say to do. They say if there's losing pressure, they bring these things, these masks down. What did they say? They say, put yours on first and then put them on your children. You know? Put them on first, because if you miss your chance to put yours on, they are gone. Put yours on first. Save your life first. It is not selfish. If you see beings drowning in the ocean of samsara, and you feel compassion, you want to save them, and you're running out, it's come to me, and you can't swim. So you must find the truth. And it is presenting itself also for you. It's a simple pointing. Many have come and spoken these things, different things. But it is seen so brightly now that it is offered to us as a gift to human beings to look in this simple way, to look with universal eyes. Who can look with universal eyes? You don't have to get rid of your conditioning, but you can go beyond them. And I say go beyond, not beyond that way, but beyond this way. Come back into the very core, from where seeing and the functioning of perception itself is perceived. And all of you know this. Stand in this place, be one there. Don't create, don't pick up any new thoughts. Stand and confirm that you are here and you are the seeing of this place. You see, how beautiful, how grateful we should be as human beings that the teachings which has been conceived for so many years as being, super high and difficult and will take lifetimes is presented to you as baby food. Yes. Because we are not, as time has gone on, we are not beings who have, long attention spans anymore. Then the Lord of the universe has presented a simple way. Look like this. And it is the most beautiful way also. Because when you have awakened to the truth, you see, you're not just awake as a Christian or a Muslim or as a Hindu. You're awake as being. And that is universal. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And there are beings in other countries watching now in different groups. They are probably even more present with this than you, because they know it. They hunger and they thirst for it. So this is why I put it to you this way, because I cannot rub your shoulders with delusions, but to look, because you have the power in you. Don't let anyone tell you you don't have the power to discover the highest. Smaller things you may not have the power to do, because it maybe not belong to you, but to everyone they are the self. At some point it will ignite your interest to search for this, you see. You have come. I don't know where many of you come from, but I know from all over the world is in this room. You see, because it is a universal voice that calls you. And I only remind you that you have the capacity and the power, all that you need to go through, to live a life that is so fickle when it's lived only through the mind and just through traditions and habits, and come back into a life of deep intuitive spontaneity and freshness. This is all I am trying to point to you. You see.
Thank you.
I say, you say thank you, and I say thanks to the Lord of the universe and to Sri Shankara and Sri Ramana Maharishi and Sri Punjaji and Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, Sri Yogi Ramasarat Kumar, Sri Ananda Mahima, all these beings who came, and beings who came in our time also, to remind human. It perhaps will never take on evangelical proportions, I don't know. It's too radically simple. And the truth is simple, but the seekers of truth are complex. And we always are attached to our complexity. We are tripping over ourselves all the time because we are not still enough to see that we don't have to do so much, but keep quiet and look with the guidance that has been given to you. and find the truth that your heart longs for so much. I'm not speaking poetry to you. You see?
Love you.
I love you.
Love you, love you, love you.
Very good. Let me read this one. Thank you, my love. From David Greenman. Dear Mooji, regarding I am, we are, thou art. I am writing this letter not to ask any questions, but with regard to the above heading, to share an experience I had a few days ago as follows. I awoke in my bed at approximately 4 a.m., but instead of going back to sleep, found myself content to listen to my breathing in and out, and also that of my wife, who was sleeping soundly and peacefully. There was a great peace, harmony, and rhythm in doing this. Whilst in this beautiful state, the passage from your book, White Fire, Live Cradled in the Lap of God, came to mind, and this attention to the breath felt very much like that, floating in a sea of tranquility, at one with God. No questions needed, no answers required. This blissful state was interrupted by strong thoughts, but I didn't want to be disturbed by them, so found myself repeating quietly to them, I am, we are, thou art. And after a few moments, the thoughts dissolved and didn't return. I went soon after into a deep sleep, awaking a few hours later, fully refreshed, but with vivid memory of my experience and a strong impulse to write this letter to you. I am 67 years, happily married with 4 children and 4 granddaughters. So had considered myself to be very fortunate, which I am, and also very happy. But the joy and happiness I now experience is far beyond anything before, since that experience a few days ago. I do not feel separate from anything, and sense and feel a great increase in love and compassion for all of life. I do not have any questions to ask, but sense and feel a complete trust in the grace of the ultimate, in accepting and being in the here and now, so that my true self is guided to perceive all that unfolds without commentary, so as to remain in awareness, just being my true self, not the personhood. It has taken a lifetime to realize that what I was searching for, I already am and always will be. I have followed you clear, Mooji, for past 12 months on YouTube. I have followed you, dear Mooji, for past 12 months on YouTube, tuning in to the many satsangs, and want to thank you for all the love, compassion, and great wisdom you impart to all of us. I intend to live in God's lap. You ask a question regularly, can the perceiver be perceived? My answer to this is no. The perceiver is not an object. I feel God and the self are one and the same. One life, many forms. All fear dissolves knowing this. I hope this letter reaches you. As I can't be near you physically, a reply from you would be treasured. But if not, I am glad at least to have written to you to share my experience. Love and best wishes. David. Namaste, Mooji. Very good, David. I don't know how it came to be that we are walking on this path, on this road together. Someone might have said to me that there was a time that we chose to enter this plane together,
Yes.
to experience together and to talk about these things and to find our way back home.
Yes.
But if this is so,
Yes.
then I find great joy in it.
Yes.
And this is why I say, let all the beings whose heart is beating and waiting for the truth, may they come to that complete realization of the self in the heart and be forever happy and free. May all your full light go on, your brightness shine in this world, and that may all who meet you on the path of this life be inspired by your presence and the depth of your understanding, your peace, your love, compassion, joy, silence and stillness. And may they be so touched by this encounter that they are compelled to search within themselves to find that light, that joy, that love which they see in you. If this is your wish, if this is your joy, your search, then let it be so.
Yes.
Om Shanti Shanti. Om. And I say this blessing and prayer for all who are also joining us by these broadcasts that go out around the world, because I know many people, for them, these Sunday mornings or afternoons, wherever you are very, very much a part of your life deeply. And that you continue to find your way into that ever-present truth, and to be free from the trickery of the psychological mind. Yeah. Yes. Yes, okay, what do you want to say? Come. Maybe you take that. Oh, wait, there is one here and there.
It just came up today, and I feel very much like I want to apologize for the doubts that I expressed last week. I didn't think of it all the time, but it just came up, and I just feel like sorry. It was.
I don't remember those things.
Yeah,
yeah, but it's important that you clear yourself of whatever you feel you may have said, and that's not still true for you.
It was also my mind. Probably you wouldn't remember, but still, it's just any doubt is just in the mind, and I know
Listen
that
to
it's
me.
not true.
On this path, doubts are going to come in huge number. Resistance is going to come, because it's the last holding post for the mind. You see? Maybe in other ways, it can hide behind ceremonies and, all this type of thing. But we don't have so much of that stuff. It's much more direct and it's more difficult to hide. I want to make satsang that the ego cannot hide. It's like hiding behind a sheet of glass. So it can't hide. And what will happen is that it will launch furious attacks in the form of doubt. It will not trouble me, but it might trouble you who seek. And to distract you. Because in many parts, you see, it is okay because the ego is included on the path. But here from the outset we are looking to find what is this that you associate with yourself. It is not healthy and it will keep on distorting your mind. And as soon as you begin to recognize this, the heat will get turned up to see if you will abandon your path. Many have already done that. They said also that. You see? But not everyone will get caught by that. You know? We have a way of speaking in England. They say, we have to test your mettle. Which means that if it is true, it will pass the test, meaning that you will get challenged. You will feel exhausted. The mind has very subtle ways, and it will imitate the ways of the self. You see? It makes the game more subtle. But however subtle it gets, the self is subtler still. And you have always the advantage because you are already the self. Your disadvantage is that you doubt that. When you cease doubting and standing firm in the understanding that you have been assimilating, and then the mind in its activities, it will not rule any longer, you see, like that. So I don't mind. Sometimes, you get distracted, you say things, do things out of this madness of the mind. But I don't take it so seriously and I don't hold it against you as much as possible. Sometimes I may have to throw you out for a little bit. But generally I don't take these things seriously enough. Except if your behavior is poisoning others. But mostly you harm yourself. As a matter of speaking, you cannot harm the pure self, but I don't need to say that right now. I believe out of this place, Monte Sahaja, for as wide as its influences go, yes, many beings will be set free from the tyranny of the psychological mind. It may take time to stabilize in the understanding, because the only thing you must transcend is the influence of your mind, and to go beyond the ego identity. Then you come into a very clear terrain. You see, not difficult things. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good. Is somebody going to come? We are going to finish now because now 9:26. Somebody coming to play something? Yeah. And yes. And somehow, continuing like this, and I feel that the Sangha is developing into a true Sangha. Sangha means powerful, not just Sangha in name, but Sangha in spirit also. You see, meaning that yourself would help and to guide other beings as well too. You see, but guide them correctly. Good, good. Good, 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 good. One microphone is here, no? Huh? And they want to come now here? And hello? Hey, I know this one. Hi.
You are my sunshine. אתה האור שלי, אתה האור שלי, אתה משמח אותי כשהשמיים אפורים, לעולם לא תדע יקירי עד כמה אני אוהבת אותך. אנא אל תיקח את האור שלי ממני. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when sky is gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my satsang, my only satsang. You make me happy when sky is gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my satsang away. Please don't take
That is very nice. You're so good. Very good.
Mooji,
very nice. Yeah.
we are leaving this Friday. We are going back to Israel. And I just want to say thank you.
Oh, I just want to say thank you, and I love this family. Look at them. It's been very wonderful to have your presence here. And your singing is very beautiful. Your singing is very beautiful. Wow, look at that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much. Papa. Very good.
Please feel free to check 1, 2. Please feel free to sing along if you feel to.
Jai Sri Mooji ji, Jai Sri Guruji, Jai Sri Mooji ji, Jai Sri Guruji, Jai Sri Mooji ji, Jai Sri Sri Mooji ji, Jai Sri Guruji, Jai Sri Mooji ji, Jai Sri Guruji, Jai Sri Mooji ji, Jai Sri Ananda Mahima, Ananda Mahima, Satchidananda, Om Jai Ma, Ananda Mahima, Satchidananda, Om Jai Ma, Ananda Mahima, Satchidananda.
know a number of people are leaving tomorrow. Some of you have come and said during the break that you're leaving tomorrow, so I wish you all beautiful farewell and well on your journey. But most important thing for me is to say, may the seeds that are planted here inside your heart, sprout, germinate, sprout, and grow into mighty trees of spirit within you. And that this will not just be a nostalgic visit or for fleeting experiences, but will be such a huge gift in your life, and that you honor it by really following these pointings, which you can, wherever you are in the world, in whatever job you're doing, to keep following the pointings. And you can always, you have so much material there to watch over and to really ensure that you win your freedom. So, all my love to you. Thank you. Okay.
Sadhguru Sri Mooji Baba ki
Jai!
Fantastic. Hey. Good to see you again. So good. Thank you very much. Yeah, so good to see you. When you come, you remember when you come. Yes? Oh, yes, yes. Tuesday, Thursday. Yes, yes. Tuesday. Where are you staying? Harish. Mooji Sangha. Oh. Harish.
Harish is his name?
Yeah, Mooji Sangha.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I remember. Thank you, Mooji. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd love to speak to you next time. I hope so.
So wonderful, so wonderful. So wonderful, so wonderful, so wonderful. Nice to see you. So good. You're so good singing. Very good. So wonderful. So good. When are you leaving in the morning? Oh, okay. Satsang. I don't know. You good? Thank you, thank you. Very good. Hi, Sri. You good? Yes, come.
I wrote this yesterday, and when I stood up, everything was just gone.
I'll read it when I go up to Can I take a picture with the family? Yes. You come, take a picture together. I love you. Where's the camera? You can where? Can we? We can sit here. You can stand here. You stand here. Come. Turn around this way. So the camera is there. Turn around this. We can turn off this light. This is not good. Is that the light good for them?
Yes, I have like
it's good.
Always flash.
It's good for them, the light.
Okay, I can see the smallest one. You need to call him.
أنا
The boy said, I want to ride with him.
Ride with him. This is good.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Can I see?
Yes.
Happy family.
Very good.
We love you. Very on that side. Thank you.
You want to come?
אתה רוצה לנסוע איתו קצת? אתה יכול.
אתה רוצה איתו? לנסוע לאוטו שלו קצת?
אנחנו נלך לידך.
But come with Papa, come with Papa. Let come. Papa, you can come here. Papa's coming. No, Papa's coming. Yes, can come. Yeah. Hold on to this one. Hold on.
We're ready?
Hold on, yes, hold on.
Everybody
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay. Love you.
Thank you.